wonderful people, and welcome to the Liz Catherine channel. I am Liz Catherine, and today, for my very first video, we're starting on FloraCraft episode 1. FloraCraft is a single player world where I will be building, adventuring, yapping, and bringing you along the journey. Please consider subscribing and liking the video if you enjoy, and let's get started, shall we? Also, I'd like to mention that this is a modded Minecraft world, so if you see any unusual animals, such as cows with flowers on them, pigs with flowers on them, or mossy pink pandas, that is because I just went on Planet Minecraft and got a few different animal skins, different to the ones we would normally see on Minecraft, to kind of make it fit with the theme of FloraCraft a bit more. Also have mods such as the autumn leaves biome mod, different bed mods such as panda beds, bee beds, different things like that, rabbit beds even. We have basically every type of bed. And I also have night vision just to help me see in caves and at night time a bit better, as you will also see later on in the video. Now, you can see at the moment I was really struggling with crafting oak planks for whatever reason. I'm a new PC player and I think I just had a brain blank when crafting these oak planks, so it did take me a while, but I did eventually get there. Then we went and killed some of the nice flower cows that I had, because food is important, and as pretty as they are, they need to go because I need to eat or I will be going to. We picked up those leather that I didn't actually make into armor. In hindsight, I probably should have, but I guess we'll do that in the next video. And then we got to work picking up some flowers, which I was going to use to dye as many beds as possible, even though I haven't even killed that many sheep yet, if any. So I don't know what I was planning to dye, but I wanted to test out all the different beds, so I got as many dyes as possible, and they ended up just filling up my inventory space for no purpose. And as you can see here, the mountain here is amazing, and I was so lucky with the terrain generation, so I'm very grateful for that. I think the mountain might have stretched on for about maybe 1,000 blocks even. Like, it was a giant mountain, and it overlooked the ice spikes biome, the snowy biome, and had a flower forest on top of it and surrounding it, which is basically the whole point of FloraCraft, living in a flower forest, or a floral forest. As we made our way up this mountain, you can see some of the floral pigs that we had installed or downloaded. They are extremely adorable. And then we got to work picking up even more flowers, because like 10 stacks of flowers is not enough. We need 20, okay? And we collected some oxide daisies because I was planning on making a suspicious stew. I'd been watching LD Shadow Lady's wildlife point of views, which I will be linking in the description of the video. And in one of her wildlife point of views, she made suspicious stew that saved her life. And even though I'm in a single player world, so nothing can kill me except for my own stupidity, I was still very keen to make the suspicious stew, which I didn't make in this video, but we will be making it next video. The scenery coming from the top of this mountain is absolutely breathtaking, so gorgeous, and we were overlooking 3 biomes, as I mentioned before, and had an autumn leaves biome on top of this mountain with us as well. So basically like 4 biomes within 500 blocks of each other that we could all see at once, which was very nice. After looking at some more of the terrain, we found some lovely sheep, which we got rid of so we could make a bed for the night. And there you go, gone. As you can see, there are some mobs in the right hand cave. I didn't end up getting skins for every single hostile mob. I know there's a skin for the skeleton and a skin for the creeper, which will be linked in the description, but I couldn't get the spider one working for whatever reason, and same for the zombie skin. I was trying to put in a yellow spider skin and an LD Shadow Lady themed zombie skin. As you can tell, I'm quite a fan of LD Shadow Lady, but neither were working, unfortunately. So we're stuck with the plain old boring zombies. And here we slept for our first night on FloraCraft. And when we woke up, we looked at a bit more of the terrain, and then you will soon see my panda bed in a second. And boom, we have a very cute panda bed that we made. Why would you want any other color bed when you can have this adorable panda bed? And we needed more panda beds. And I did get more panda beds in the video, because one panda bed is never enough panda beds. We need double panda beds, which is a lot of panda beds. And then we cut down this tree. We did a bit more of sheep killing so we could get another panda bed. And then we got some stone. I wasn't intending on going mining this particular episode. I'm going next episode. But for this episode, I just want to get stone so I can make a furnace and make use of all the food that I had collected on our journey. We also found this amazing plot of land, and it was a great place to start building because not only was it flat, it didn't have any trees which I needed to clear, and as I mentioned before, no terraforming was needed, which means when we do start building, we can get it done quickly and move on to other things, which means more building and more fun later on. I then put the meat into the furnace and started cooking it, and I also started making and placing my other panda bed. If you have any build ideas, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any ways that I can build on or with the mountain and use the terrain to help me build and kind of sculpt a different building, different to the style that I would normally use and go outside of my comfort zone, that would be amazing. We then slept for the second night, or it might have been the third night. I haven't been keeping track, but the second night we recorded on camera. And then we went exploring for a village. Unfortunately, the village we did find in the end wasn't that helpful, but I was optimistic anyways. And on our way there, we got our first pieces of iron, only 2 pieces of iron, which wasn't great, but it was better than nothing. We then reached probably the saddest and most unhelpful village to have ever existed. I was really happy about it, and unfortunately, I wasn't happy after leaving that village. But we went anyways, and we tried to find any good chests. When I say I spent half an hour finding chests, and the only chest I found was 1 chest with 3 pieces of bread and an emerald, I mean it. It was a very disappointing village. None of the crops had even grown yet, so I had nothing to take. Literally nothing. All of the farmer villages had no decent trades for me, and I didn't have anything to give them because none of their crops were grown, and I don't think the villagers even liked me that much either. They were shutting doors on me 24/7, which was unfortunate. After attempting to trade with one of these not-so-helpful villagers, I checked every single room for a chest. There were a lot of panda beds, which I do like, and I do respect the panda beds, but they weren't as good as chests. I was hoping for a little bit more. We didn't get that much. I then tried to kill the iron golem. I went and angered him, and by the time I had reached the other side and struggled to run, he wasn't really angry at me anymore. I then struggled to jump and place a block, and I think he was just too embarrassed by the scene of me struggling, so he quit. He quit his job, but that's okay because we made kind of a bridge thing, and we then angered him some more, and he actually ran after us this time, which was very helpful. We then ran up the stairs, and I didn't know the best way to kill an iron golem because I was having troubles with placing a block and jumping at the same time. This is user problems. This is not something to do with the game, as you can probably already tell. I just made a bridge instead of towering up, which was kind of smart because I was not taking any risks. I then slept on what I'm pretty sure was the 3rd day, maybe, and I had to compete with a villager for my bed. So once again, not very friendly villagers. I was then kind of confused why these villagers weren't trading with me. It was because they didn't have any occupation. And they weren't very happy about it either. They were in a fighting rink with a small, tiny well of water, just staring at each other and staring at me. So I left them quite quickly to continue fighting with each other because I was not getting involved. And then I found my 1 emerald chest. 1 emerald. Yay. And then I tried to trade with this dude again. And nothing decent. I don't know why I tried again. He was bad the first time. He was bad the second time. I will be complaining. 0 out of 10. Mojang, why? This village was not okay. And so we continued on our quest to find another decent village that wasn't half bad. We went down this mountain after quite a struggle and me being very cautious, and then we went up the next mountain to try and find a better biome, better just chests in general at another village, and I used the rest of my dirt blocks, which I still had from killing the iron golem. I then replenished my hunger. If you were wondering why my hunger is always low, I kind of keep forgetting to do that. But I did do that, and I also replenished my hearts from attempting to jump down a very steep mountain. We then craft some pumpkins because I had an idea of adding this mod that was in the Afterlife server where basically you can make pumpkins different colors and use them for gradients on builds, which I was very keen to do. I don't have that mod downloaded yet. I'm not sure if it's available for this particular snapshot I'm playing on, but we'll see. I will try to get that installed. I then got scared by a bunch of glow squid. Actually, normal squid they were. They weren't even glow squid. I don't know why I got scared by them. And I struggled to swim. This just feels like an episode of me just struggling. At the moment, I'm very new, so please bear with me. The next episode will be a lot better, I promise. Less struggling. And then I picked up some mushrooms, the suspicious stew I had mentioned before. And I kind of just went around looking for any spots with any nice things in it, such as wolves or maybe another village, which we didn't find. And I mined some mossy cobblestone because it's good for building if you want to add some different colors into builds, especially if you're using normal cobblestone. So I collected 3 stacks of it. 3 stacks. That seems like a lot now, but I did get that much. I figured I wasn't planning to go back this way on my adventures later in the series, so I figured I might just get all the mossy cobblestone a girl could ever need, and then just put it in a chest and wait until I will actually need it. So yeah, I got to work mining all of that mossy cobblestone. And then we collected some coal, which I couldn't fit in my inventory because my inventory was filled with useless dyes and mossy cobblestone at that point. But that's okay, because we eventually fixed that issue and got some coal into our inventory after a bit of cleaning out of all the dyes that I didn't necessarily need. After continuing to mine that coal, we mined some more mossy cobblestone. As if we didn't have enough already. So yeah, we mined some more of that, and we set to work trying to find a wolf, which we eventually found. And because it was approaching nighttime, we had a good chance of finding some skeletons that we could use to tame this wolf. Fortunately, even though it was pretty much dark by this point, and even though I set up a house for me to be able to find the skeletons by looking over the top of, there were no skeletons. Even halfway through the night when I was looking, I just sat there and yeah, there were none. Literally no skeletons. So I just questioned why this was happening. This was just above my knowledge. And I waited for them to spawn. I waited some more. I even crafted a stone sword, which I didn't have on me already at that point. And actually I crafted 2 stone swords, I'm pretty sure. I was tossing up whether or not to craft an iron sword. Thank goodness I didn't, because it was useless and there was nothing to kill. Literally nothing. Not even a fly. So we got those 2 stone swords and we just waited for nighttime to approach. After it already had approached, we just were confused. There's no other word to describe how I was feeling rather than confused. So I just slept and waited for the nighttime to be over, and we went and killed some fish instead. Because they also drop bones, they have a 5% chance of dropping bone meal, 25% chance of dropping bones, and we needed the bones desperately to tame this wolf before it despawned. So we went and tried to kill some fish. I killed around about maybe 20 or so fish, and 1 dropped bone meal. None dropped bones. I mean, to have that luck is just awful, especially when I didn't want bone meal, I wanted bones. Yeah, we never ended up taming this wolf because, I mean, you can literally sense my anger through the screen. I was not happy about getting bone meal instead of bones. So I thought, well, maybe if I mine some mossy cobblestone, it'll make me feel a bit better. It did. But my heart has never been the same since losing that wolf. We will come back for it though. I have saved the coordinates and we will find more wolves like that, ones that won't despawn, because I will put a lead on it and a name tag and I will tame it next time. Speaking of some leads, I had the pleasure of finding a wandering trader on the way back with 2 llamas, which I got rid of so I could get the lead. I also took a screenshot of this gorgeous tree right here because I love how the autumn leaves biome that I added with mods makes it so the biomes blend so beautifully, and you'll have trees with 3 different colored leaves on it, which is never before seen in Minecraft, in my opinion, and it's really cool. Anyways, you will see this wandering trader down here. For some reason, I hit it without realizing that it was going to spit at me back. So I ran. I took cover, and it still kept hitting me, unfortunately. But then I hit back at it, and I went after it with my sword. And I finally used my stone sword. So maybe it was useful for something. I got rid of those llamas quite quickly, and they ended up going up the hill. So I had to go back and chase them. I also ended up falling in this 1-block hole, which I was very confused at. I chased these llamas up the hill in which they were trying to run away from me, but it didn't last very long because I came after them with my stone sword and came back with 2 precious leads in my hand. I think next time or next episode, I'm planning on going back for 2 walls, and then we can use them with leads if I'm still having trouble spawning skeletons. I don't really know what was happening with the mob spawning. Maybe I just didn't wait long enough. That might have been it, but it seemed pretty pitch black by the time no skeletons were spawning. So I don't know, it might just be a biome thing as well. Not too sure, I will check that. And we made our way back home after our adventure. We went past the snowy biome, autumn leaves biome, and back to the top of our mountain very slowly. We then returned home and put the meat in the furnace so I could replenish my hunger. Finally, we ended up putting the panda beds right together again because they are so adorable. And next episode, I'm thinking of starting my base, going caving, and doing a few other things. So if you have any suggestions for things that you'd like me to do or places you'd like me to go, please let me know. I haven't been to the Pale Garden yet. I would like to go there, but I'm not exactly sure where one would be on this particular seed. I will try to find it. But yeah, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It'll mean the world. And I would say we had a decent adventure because we got all this amazing items. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing day. This was Liz Catherine, and I will see you next episode. Goodbye!